All right, welcome to this video. We're going to go over work centers within E-Z-MRP. So first thing first, I'm going to cover what a work center is and this process flow chart that is really required to set up your work centers. In manufacturing, you have to route a part through a work center. Now, a work center could be a specific machine, or it could be a manufacturing area. It works better if it's a specific machine, because then you can start to do capacity planning for that machine. If it's just an area, then it becomes extremely difficult to capacity plan. However, both exist in industry. So let's look at this process flowchart example. So the electrical box goes through, these parts, the cake box and the front cover, they go through both the PR001, which is a trumpet laser. So I'm just going to fix up these times here. So the machine setup is actually 5 minutes. The machine program to run is about actually only takes about 2 minutes. It's a real quick program. These are relatively small parts. So and then it takes about 30 seconds or 20 seconds or less to check over the overall dimensions. So 0.2 minutes is 10 seconds or something like that. $12 seconds to be exact. Okay, so then you can see that there's another work center here that puts all of these parts together in an assembly station. So that work center is called AS001. So let's kind of look at that in more of a picture of what's going on. So here I have sheet metal that's going to go to work center PR 001, and so that's a Trump F laser, and you can't see inside the laser because you don't want to hurt your eyes by staring at it. So it's got these windows on it, and the sheet metal goes into it, and out of it comes a part that is already folded up and cut. So this is a pretty cool machine. It does a combo of lasering this profile out within the machine and folding it as well. It's a really powerful machine. Then we route it to another workstation, which is the assembly station. So work center AS001. And so the cake box, as well as all of these other parts, go through an assembly operation, and at the end of it you get the electrical box that looks like this. Okay, so I think you get the picture here that you need work centers to be able to manufacture anything within an ERP system. So that was the point I wanted to get across. And there's something going on with my E-Z-MRP, so I'm going to just close it down and reopen it. Okay, so to get to the work center, you go to capacity planning, and then under file maintenance, you go to work centers. So the work center, the first one we're going to set up is PR001. That is a in the press department, and it's a Trump laser slash brake. So it does both. So I have a really good description here. So you can sort of, the ERP planner can, see that this is what's actually going to be done when it hits the floor, when the product hits the floor. So days a week, this runs 5 days a week, and we only have one shift. So it's 8 hours. So, but there's a half an hour lunch. So 8 minus 0.5 plus 20 or minus 2 10 minutes breaks, which is 0.67 of an hour minus 0.67. Sorry, that would be 40 minutes, 0.33. So 20 minutes for 2 breaks. And then there's also a 15-minute stand-up meeting, which is 0.25 of an hour. So we get in a shift 6.92 hours. So we'll multiply that by 60, and we get 415 hours in a shift. So not quite an 8-hour day, which is 480 minutes per day. Okay, the press operators are quite skilled at what they do, so they get paid relatively well at around maybe $22.05 an hour. They're part of a sheet metal union that has negotiated a 6% benefits package, which includes dental, healthcare, and a pension. So that is rolled up into our burden rate. There are other things that you could roll into your burden rate, such as machine maintenance and things like that. So maybe 1% of the burden rate goes into machine maintenance. So it's actually 7%. So that is sort of a brief description of what a burden rate is. Okay, so then we'll save. So I've set up the first one. Now we need to set up the second one. So we'll press add, and then we'll say current record has changed, save it now. Yes, okay. So we have the AS001. So we have a dedicated work center for assembling the electrical box. So we'll say electrical box assembly station. So we can make the parts, the press parts, way faster than we can assemble. So we need to work 7 days per week and 2 shifts. And the 2 shifts work out to be about to about 8:45 minutes per day, and so that excludes their lunch and their breaks and everything like that you need to factor in. And I'm going into this detail because you can't live in a fantasy world where you say, okay, well, the workers are here for 8 hours a day, so they're working the entire time. That doesn't really work. So you need to work from the standard hour, and you need to factor in breaks and lunch hour and meetings and everything, because if you say there's way more time than you actually have, you're going to get behind schedule almost immediately. And then you'll be scratching your head, well, why am I behind schedule? So as a planner, you need to make sure that all of this is 100% correct. Otherwise, the MRP system will not work for you. The labor rate for the assemblers are not as skilled, so they're working at about $13.85 per hour. And then they also have a 6% burden rate. However, there's less maintenance at their station, so it's actually just been a 0.25% allocated for maintenance. There are other things included in burden rate to factor in, but those are just 2 examples of what's included in the burden rate. So we'll press save. And once we've saved and we have multiple work centers, you can toggle between them using these arrows. So that concludes the video on setting up workstation or work centers within E-Z-MRP. If you have any comments below, or if you have any comments or questions, make a comment in the section below and I'll answer them in class. All right, thank you.